call, please, Ms. Chopra?
Mr. Copeland,
Here.
Mrs. Showerman. Here. Mr. Scatella,
Here.
Mr. Drexel.
Here. Okay. I'm gonna ask, is there anybody that in the public that would like to comment today? Anyone from public want to comment today? Anything from the public want to comment? I gotta ask.
Oh, yeah, you gotta say it 3 times.
No, we're all good. All right, can I get, you need approval of the minutes of the previous meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All good.
Mrs. Showerman,
Yes.
Mr. Scatella,
Yes.
Mr. Copeland,
Yes.
Mr. Drexel.
Yes. Election report, Ms. Chopra?
And some of you already know these numbers, they'll be updated tomorrow, but as of September 26th, we had 174,422 registered voters in Erie County. Democratic Party, we have 76,600, Republican Party, 70,963. And as of September 26th, we have processed 20,242 mail ballot applications. And of those, 14,345 were from the Democratic Party and 4,503 were from the Republican Party. And just a reminder, obviously, those numbers don't add up to the totals, and that's because there are other parties and their numbers are a lot lower, so we don't usually list all of those other parties. For people listening at home, we just wanted to qualify that for you. We just completed our logic and accuracy testing on the voting equipment at the warehouse, and that went very well. All of our results matched the predetermined election that was programmed for us, so everything was done very well. We're in good shape for the election. Those results were reported to the Department of State. And just to give you kind of a little bit of a rundown of what we do for that, in preparation for the election and ahead of logic and accuracy testing, our elections department works with the voting equipment manufacturer Dominion Voting, and they build an election project. Once that project is approved by Dominion Voting's quality assurance team, then our staff can program the memory cards, the I buttons, the USBs to use to load the tablets, the poll worker cards, and other equipment in preparation for the logic and accuracy testing. Also, those ballot files are sent to our ballot manufacturer, which is Phoenix Graphics in Rochester, and they'll print that test deck. They will send the test deck for us to run those through all of our pieces of equipment. So we have ballots that are prepared with undervotes, overvotes. Every race on the election is going to be tested on there. We have people, like I said, they're gonna vote for too many people. We want the system to be able to identify that how many there were that voted that way or were those absentee votes. So we're feeding those ballots in upside down, right side up, forwards, backwards, 4 different directions, so we know that the equipment can read it no matter which way someone might enter their ballot. So sometimes when you leave the polls, you're wondering, maybe, did I do it right? Did my vote count? Did it go through? You can be assured that no matter which way you put that ballot in, it's going to be read properly. So that's part of the reason that we do the logic and accuracy testing. And then we bring those media cards from each one of those machines at the warehouse back to our central scanning location here at the courthouse, and we read all the results from those. And we're looking to see if they're going to match what the election project had said that the results should be. So that's what we did, and like I said, we're in good shape. We had Dominion on site for that in case we did have any difficulties, but again, everything went very smoothly. Next week, we'll be looking at the poll pads, and we'll be doing the same type of testing on those. In-person poll worker training, we did that at the Bayfront Convention Center and trained approximately 566 poll workers. We do have some makeup sessions that are going to be held here at the courthouse for additional workers. We also have our online training that we're working on, and we expect that ready to launch on October 20th. We're very excited about that. Tanya and her team have been going over all of the material very meticulously with the company lecturer that's preparing that training for us. So very pleased with the project so far. And also, if any of you would like to take that training, just so you have some familiarity with the process and how we're training our poll workers, you're more than welcome to set up an account so you can take that training as well.
Karen, do we have a full complement of poll workers or do we have polls?
I think that we're still looking for some because there are people who are unable to serve this year. So if you know anybody that would like to be a poll worker, certainly we would be accepting people in those positions.
Is there a list of vacancies by poll place?
I think we can- yeah. We're kind of evened out. I think there might be a couple places where we're short.
Yeah, we have some machine operator and inspector positions, so all the judge roles are filled. But we do need some inspectors, machine operators, and maybe clerks.
Let us know what districts those are in.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to, my neighbor might be interested, but maybe not interested in driving to Corey to,
Yeah, we can put that together.
We're also launching the student poll worker program, and we have one of our staff members going to the schools to talk to them about becoming a poll worker. And we launched our I Voted sticker contest and hoping that gets good feedback. We have some entries to judge here shortly.
I've sent that to a bunch of people and the responses were really.
Yeah, for sure.
We're really excited about that. And this is the first year we'll have our social media really up and running so that we can communicate better with the public. We have our new website, so a lot of the information people are looking for should be easy to find on our website. Today, we're looking to approve the ballots that you're looking at right now. And once those are approved, those will be on our website too as sample ballots.
Tony, do you have anything else to add to that?
I think
No.
Karen got it all.
What about the dates that you have, what down dates for mail-in ballots are going out?
Yes,
Like I know you have some tentative.
page 2, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Page 2, election day, Tuesday, November 4th. First day of in-person voting. If these ballots are approved, we expect to have those in the office on October 6th. That's Monday, will be our first day when people can come into the office and do early in-person voting,
What time is the office open?
8 a.m.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll use our pass, he's gonna use his pass and come in at like 6:30.
I don't know my PIN code, so I can't get into the.
Well, maybe you have a friend that does know their thing.
So also on that day, we'll open the drop box in our office here and at the front of the courthouse. Those drop boxes will be closed at 8 p.m. on election day, so we won't accept any ballots in those boxes after 8 p.m. on election day. The outside box is open 24 hours, 7 days a week. The inside box is in our office, so it's open during our office hours. The last day to register to vote is Monday, October 20th. The last day to apply for a mail-in ballot will be Tuesday, October 28th. And the last day of in-person voting is Tuesday, October 28th. Then emergency voting can begin on Wednesday, October 29th through Tuesday on election day. We also encourage voters to
Mail-in
check
ballots?
your,
When will they be when are they being sent out?
probably, they'll be sent out. You should be receiving them the week of October 13th. You should start receiving them on the 13th.
And they just get released to printing as soon as we approve this, right?
Right.
So that's that the first round, or they'll all be out by the 13th?
Well, people can still apply for a mail ballot through Tuesday, October 28th.
Well, I mean, anything prior to now
Right.
is gonna be all released on the 13th. We're not
Yes.
doing they're not stage mailing stuff out.
No.
Okay.
Voters can check their status of their registration online. You can go to www.vote.pa.gov and check to see if you're registered. Again, sample ballots will be posted on our website once they are approved.
It's just to make sure I'm correct. So October 13th is when they go out, or when they'll
You should
start
receive-
receiving them.
Start
Okay.
receiving.
Alright.
And if you didn't see our mail tracking system last year, And it's a pretty nice feature that, again, we've always been entitled to have, but it's working properly. We all have access to that. So if somebody calls in and says, where is my ballot? We can see if it's been mailed to them, where it is. And if they return it to us, we can also see if it's been returned, where that stands.
Next, we have old business resolution 3/2025, authorizing the purchase of Sentinel Smart mail-in ballot drop boxes from Runback Election Services. This is still a tabled item, but I understand you might have.
Motion on the table. to discuss.
Oh.
Right?
Did you want to discuss this?
Yes.
Motion on the table.
Second.
Motion to untable, Mr. Scatella,
Yes.
Mr. Copeland,
Yes.
Mrs. Showerman,
Yes.
Mr. Drexel.
Yes.
So the reason why this has been hung up is a back and forth between me and the owner of the company in Arizona. And it just had to do with a provision in the contract that insulated them from any consequential damages in the event something was, in the event of a malfunction or a defect in the machine that affected the voter, similar to our last situation with the mail-in ballots, where the damages were not simply the damages that resulted directly from not producing the ballots on a timely basis. If the damages were limited to just that, then they would be minuscule. But of course, the damages as a consequence of that failure, the Board of Elections had to employ additional people. They had to participate in a lawsuit that was filed by the Democratic and Republican parties. There were many appeals. There was there were costs associated with mailing out additional ballots, purchasing supplies, et cetera, that added up to approximately about $10,000 without including my attorney fees to the extent that I was involved in it. So those are all consequential damages, namely damages that resulted from the failure to produce the mail-in ballots on a timely basis. This is a little different animal. We're only talking about, drop-off boxes. And I can't immediately think of a scenario where there would be consequential damages. But anyway, so that's why I wanted to deal with that issue now. We could have a contract with that if we waived the consequential damages. So that would mean that they'd only be responsible for damages relating to the equipment, replacing it, defects in it, malfunctioning and things like that. But they would not be responsible for any kind of fallout with extra work by the board, any kind of complaints by voters, reputation for publication of negative criticism against the board in the newspaper, all of those types of things would not be covered. So if you want to, so what would be in front of you is to accept the contract. They've agreed to change a couple of other things. For example, they did not want to be responsible for any attorney fees. In the event that there was a breach of contract, they agreed to remove that. And there was one other item also relating to the recovery of damages that they removed as well. But they held on, probably knowing full well what we went through with election IQ a couple years ago. And so they don't want to be a part of anything like that. So if you want to waive that issue, we could sign the contract.
I missed public comment, but I would really like an opportunity to speak on this. I would have, if I'd known it was on the agenda, I would have talked to you from the car.
It is on the agenda.
If I had known it was on the agenda. I really would like a chance to speak. You let me speak?
I don't know if I can. I mean,
What is it that you want to see?
I want to speak on it. I missed by 3 minutes to get public comment.
what do we think about
It's up to you.
I'm not sure we'll take action on this today.
that? This is very true.
This is, we're in the middle of the work.
Huh?
The discussion.
Well, I know we're in the middle of the discussion right now. I mean, give me a minute on that. I don't know that anybody has the appetite to move forward on this right now, correct?
Well, it'd be nice to have you look at the finalized contract.
Well, I've looked at it plenty and I've gone back and forth with them over the past 6 months. They've made some changes. I told them I did not have the authority to authorize this, that I would speak with the Board of Elections on this consequential damage issue, and I'd get back to them. So, I mean, it's whatever you want to do. If you want to postpone it, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think, well, Karen, what's the, would these things wouldn't go into place for this election anyway?
No, no.
Mr. Chair. Has there been any further development of plans for chain of custody, you know, scheduled pickups? How, you know, is that our staff? Is there additional costs incurred? Is that we're gonna rely on members of the parties to go together? I mean, in particular on election night, right? That could be an issue to make sure, I mean, electronic make sure that we close today, right? But still retrieving the ballots. Do we have the logistics of that?
One of
figured
the
out yet?
features with this model is that you would see, you would have the date on whose ballots would be in the box. It would be time and date stamped with a camera image. We would be able to monitor from our desks here how full the ballot box is. So it wouldn't be a policy of like a routine schedule per se, because maybe some ballot boxes might be 2% full and some might be 80% full. We haven't done this before, but we haven't looked at any of those policies. At this time, I think I understand what our solicitor is saying too, is if you guys had discussed some privacy issues, we've heard about some ballot boxes in other locations where they've had incurred damages, or people put something, you know, smoking or a drug-related fentanyl or something in a drug box or you know, ballot box, and alleged that there was drugs in the box. If we had, those are the kind of issues where I would say, if we don't have a contract to work something out where an outside party were to come at us with a lawsuit because of some of those things, where what we have to look at those things too, and I don't know that we've worked that out.
Yeah.
I'm not ready then.
No, I mean, plus the idea, like, I mean, it really hadn't dawned on me before that, like, we would actually in some cases, or many cases, be collecting these after election day, because if you put them inside of a building, the building's locked, like, by 8 o'clock, like, it's gonna be locked up unless they stay open for someone to go pick them out. I feel like that's
We'd have to have access to the space in their after hours.
we'd have to have a coordinated schedule for that, for sure.
I think that the boxes and the technology have so much to offer. I think it's so advanced compared to anything else on the market. We can monitor things from the office. I don't know if it's something, we don't have those things worked out. We haven't considered any of those plans or where they would be who would be responsible for them.
I think that all has to be. worked
Yeah,
out.
I mean, I definitely, I mean, I don't know, I talked to you about this, I really am leaning hard that I would love to be able to do these, there's questions that need to be answered, and I'm only one out of 7 votes too. But I mean, the biggest thing is that we have time, I think, try to answer some of those questions, like, they've already been through the primary in some of these counties, how did they handle the scheduling of that? Like, I think we can do more homework on that and just, move to the table this item again. And because like you said, until probably either late this year, maybe even January, we probably have time, to do what we need to do.
Yeah, I'd really like to make sure that we got the logistics and the cost nailed down. I mean, the furthest point's about 50 minutes, in the county, so that'd be 2 hours for, I'm assuming an employee to do a round trip. Probably can't send them alone, I wouldn't send more than one. So, is that during hours, after hours, is that put a strain on the office, there's a lot of questions.
Let's say table it again.
Yeah, motion to table.
Second.
I would,
Got the roll on that.
Mr. Copeland,
Yes.
Mrs. Showerman,
Yes.
Mr. Scatella,
Yes.
Mr. Drexel.
yes. I want to give space for comment, but do you want me to do it before we move to new business, or do it after we discuss new business?
It's your
Set
discretion,
the
Chris.
precedent.
What do you want to do?
Yeah, I know. I'm setting precedents. Okay, before I move on to new business, I'll give Fred so we're not voting on
No,
that
no.
subject today, but
So I'm Freda Teffer, and I live in the area. I've been making phone calls for a volunteer for voter protection organization, and I've been calling specifically different counties about mail-in ballots. Bucks County, for example, has 3 indoor locations of administration buildings, and they're open till 8 on election day. They have 5 other, I think 5 or 7 other locations in libraries, and they're all indoor staff locations. And the libraries are only available at times that the library's open, so there's no like getting in after, there's no voting after 8 o'clock on election day at the libraries. But none of anything that I've encountered has anything electronic, they're just ballot boxes. And they're in staff locations. And I don't know if you guys were aware of how many counties do have multiple locations of how they handle it, but it sounds like, and I'm not being critical, but maybe not, and maybe there needs to be more knowledge about it, but they're doing fine with that kind of thing. And I don't know why we need to go to something more sophisticated with a lot more potential for snafus. That's my
all right. Move on to new business. Item A, we have official polling location change of Erie Ward 4, District 6 from Strong Vincent Middle School to St. Andrews Parish on West 7th Street.
I'll make that motion. Second. Discussion. Could you just give the background as to the polling change for both of those locations?
Sure, there was a change in leadership with the Catholic Diocese and St. Andrew's Parish. And previously, they had asked for us to not be there because they wanted to use the social hall and facilities for other purposes. Now there's been a change in leadership and they've asked us to come back, and it's the preference of the staff and the poll workers that this is where the location should be.
This puts them closer to being central in their district.
Yeah, it's back to where it was.
That's where it
forever,
was,
yeah.
right?
This isn't gonna be like the clown college again, is it?
It's his arm, it looks at me.
Alright,
That's me.
Okay, Mrs. Showerman,
Yes.
Mr. Scatella,
Yes,
Mr. Copeland,
Yes.
Mr. Drexel,
yes. Item B, official polling location change of Erie Ward 4, District 7. Strong business, it's just the same thing.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Scatella,
yes,
Mr. Copeland,
Yes.
Mrs. Showerman,
Yes.
Mr. Drexel,
Yes. Next, we have item C, approval of the November 4th, 2025 municipal election ballot. I believe you have two packets because they give you Charlie's and you have two because they give you Jim's and two because they gave me the office. You tell us. So you guys went through these several times already.
I think it's been, all the staff has gone through and gone over
Is
the.
that the fire?
Oh, boy.
There's a fire alarm that we need to.
Right, let's call this back to order. Let's do this back in business.
Okay, we were discussing the ballots that are up for approval. We were interrupted with a fire alarm and had to evacuate, so we're now back. Thank you for calling us back in session. You all have packets of ballots from the various districts.
Motion to approve.
Second.
you want
Mr.
just
Copeland?
one more time to
Oh,
review.
any-
No.
I don't have any.
I trust the ladies from.
Mr. Copeland,
Yes.
Mrs. Showerman,
Yes.
Mr. Scatella,
Yes.
Mr. Drexel.
Yes.
Oh, Max. Good, how you doing? Good.
Are there any questions or comments from the board at this time?
No.
No. All right, I'm ready to adjourn.
So moved.
Will that, we have approval, will that go down to the state?
Thanks for